In the year to June 2013, the IFC committed $5.3 billion in sub-Saharan Africa in investment in areas like infrastructure, health and agribusiness. This was 19% of the organization's total global outlay, with areas like South Asia receiving just 9%, Latin America 26%, while Europe and Central Asia garnered 18%. This is a dramatic shift from the past, where the Bretton Woods has been cautious about investing on the continent.
And you look today, that you will see that we are dealing with a different continent, which is drawing interest in terms of FDI. It is coming particularly from our emerging partners, the likes of China. Investments is also being made in infrastructure, which is core, critical for any investors coming in.
Various businesses on the continent like Kenya Airways, the Mali-based Azalai Hotel's new investment in Cote d'Ivoire, and various micro-businesses on the African continent all share the distinction of being beneficiaries of the International Finance Corporation's engagement on the continent. And in the IFC's own words, business and investment has been brisk.
This has been a record year for us. Today we are at $5.3 billion. On own accounts, we increased by 27%. And from partners that work with us, our increase was even more significant, it was about 46%.
And yet, still, despite all the growth, Africa is still a long way from prosperity. According to the IFC, savings rate in Africa are now at 22% of GDP, equivalent to China in the 1960s and India in the 1980s. In many places, the barriers to doing trade are still enormous.
Year in, year out, despite all the progress that we're making, Africa still lags behind the rest of the world in terms of ease of doing business.
The IFC has had a big focus on reform and estimates that with continued investment and increased support through policy, agribusiness could be $1 trillion income earner for the continent by the year 2030.
The last 5 years, Africa's been a very exciting story so far as this is going. We've moved from being one of the slowest reforming parts of the world to one of the fastest reforming parts of the world.
The organization estimates that projects it has supported provided loans for 54,000 small farmers, 13.7 million microfinance clients, and improved health services for up to 360,000 people. This year, the International Finance Corporation's presence on the African continent was enhanced by the focus on the so-called South-South investments, this year to the tune of some $400 million. These are projects that focus on cross-border investment, meaning that they enhance regional integration. Peter Wakaba, CCTV in Nairobi, Kenya.